Hello, everybody. It's definitely been a bit again. I am getting back into a routine as shown by the schedule in the Discord and the one that it's the same one, but it'll be uploaded onto my YouTube as well to make it more uniform. But I do have lots of plans for this month, and I do plan to have schedules going forward just to keep myself in check. But we are here today to look into the mysteries that these books hold. I came across this while scrolling the other day, and it definitely looked interesting. So I am excited to see what this is about. The good, the bad, and the ugly. The librarian has left the world behind. This has its advantages, but also its price. Bran Krug, March 7th, 1936. There has been no librarian at Hush House since the fire. 7 years now. Suitable candidates are very difficult to find, but perhaps we have found one in you. Take care on your journey. The seas around Bran Krug are treacherous. Okay, so this thing lit up memories and lessons, elements of the soul, skills and languages. Okay, so these are, I guess, little note things I can add to them. Okay. Yeah, that'll be helpful, having little note things where I don't have to write them off to the side. Okay, clicking on that made it go away. What is this? The cold comes first. Thunder growling, waves pounding, and finally me, sprawled on the sodden sand of the beach. There's something in my hand. Powers, expertise, and forms. Oops. I didn't get to read. There we go. Powers. Fundamental categories of power recognized by scholars of the invisible arts. Find these in soul cards, skills, memories, items. Use them to succeed in studying and crafting challenges. Okay. Expertise. Abilities, skills, and personal resources. Forms. The forms of natures of visible and invisible things. Use these to understand what you might be able to do with them. Okay, so looking at the powers, we have 3 different things. So heart. The heart relentless beats to protect the skin of the world we understand. The heart is the principle that continues and preserves. Sky. Wind, storm, echo, song. The intricacies. Intricacies. I don't like that word. I don't like having to say that word. The intricacies of mathematics and the principles of flight. Law's touch is lighter than we sometimes think. Matters of balance, harmony, and necessity. Winter. Winter is the principle of silence, of endings, and of those things that are not quite dead. Okay, so those are my powers. Element of the soul. The human soul is composed of 9 elements, and this is one. Most other things have simpler souls. Each soul card can be used once a day for the kind of things you do with your soul. That usually means talking to people or crafting. Malady. Oh, illness. Something has snared or sickened my soul. Soul cards can be malady, tainted, when you're exposed to dangerous influences. Sometimes when you fail in a task. Maladies cannot be exhausted, but your soul is altered and weakened, and there can be serious consequences if they go untreated. Okay, that That's not a good one. Soaked. In peril of dissolution, intervene quickly, but not hastily. Journal. I began before this book, but it'll end when I do. That's honestly a fun way to look at it in terms of journals and when you're like diaries and stuff. Readable. There are worse things to put in your eyes than this. Thing. The gentleman makes things his servants. The petty man is servant to things. Master Jun. Memory. Something remembered might be something understood. Memories can be used to help with crafting and to upgrade skills. Memories disappear each dawn, except persistent ones. Ooh. Okay. Okay. What's this? Oh, I can click on the cards. Health. Half drowned. Shivers rack my soaked body. Your health is failing. Find somewhere to warm up. Memory. Storm. There are storms great enough to shake the moon from the sky, and one's thoughts from one's skull. A drowned book. Okay, so these cards are what gave me my powers and the like, it seems. The one possession I kept from the shipwreck. It must be important to me. The aspects below tell you more about how and where you can use this item. Mouse over them to learn more. And these? Okay, yeah, I've already read those. Okay, collect. What do I have left to work with? Salvage anything that matches the aspects below. Can go in this slot. Perhaps this book can help me put the pieces together. What's left? The storm didn't take anything. Memory or element of the soul. There was a storm. It smashed the ship like an egg, but I seized this book as the sea seized me. Then the sea brought me here to Brankrug. Start? And Brankrug is where I wanted to be, but it's hard to remember why. What else did I lose in the storm? So my book? Memory? Core? Core is exuberance, instinct, rhythm. Do those mean something to me? Fet. Fet is that part of us which dreams. Are dreams important to me? Shapt. Shapt is eloquence and also understanding. The door opens both ways. Is my soul open to knowledge? Salvage. The human soul has 9 parts. Fet is that part of the soul that dreams. Is my Fet strong? Recover this. The other 2 possibilities will be lost to the sea. For now. Exuberance, enthusiasm, instinct all rise from that part of the soul we call core. Is my core strong? Eloquence and understanding rise from that part of the soul we call shapt. Eloquence and understanding, dreams, or exuberance and instinct. I've always been someone who prefers Dreams? What remains of me? Dreams? So I think I'm going to start with the dreams. I think we're going to take this to start. This is the coast where Brankrug Isle lies. I've seen it in my dreams, night after night. I know there's no way I can cross to the isle in these seas. I'll need to find shelter for the night. Okay. Faust. Faust is sight, perception, inspiration, all the glory's gifts. Is my soul a bright soul? Metal. Metal is the capacity for meaningful choice. Did I prove my metal? Okay, there's Fet again. And now it's got occupant. A visitor or soul element with this aspect can be placed in a guest bed to occupy it for a while. So if these show up again later and I need them, I basically am going to have a place to store them at some point. Got it. The rose which encompasseth all, 9 directions to new horizons, exploration, enlightenment, hope. I knew a man who captured moths in a bell jar. On nights like this, he would release them, one by one, to die in the candle. Moth is the wild and perilous principle of chaos and yearning. Arab. Arab is pride, compassion, hatred, and fear. Do those passions burn in me? Whist is the name, the memory, that part which remains. Is it important to me that things endure? Oh, I'm freezing. Let's take whist. Shelter, Brankrug Village must be nearby, but it's hard going. Dragging my soaked body across the soaked sand in the teeth of this wind. Which way? Memory, fear. The oldest and strongest emotion of mankind is fear, and the oldest and strongest kind of fear is the unknown. Help. Above me, atop the cliffs, lies Brankrug. I'll never reach it in the storm, but if I can only muster my remaining strength to find help. Okay, so let me see what these are. An old friend's address. Mr. Killy is the coffin maker of Brankrug Village. I once wrote kindly of his poetry. His home is always open to me, though he's asked me never to mention poetry in front of Mrs. Kill. I can find shelter for tonight under their roof once I've reached Brankrug Village. So if I go to... Okay, drawing out the book. What's my health at? Let's go... Left click to interact with objects and rooms. Right click or use cursor keys to view around. Okay. Brankrug Village. Brankrug Village, sanctuary in the storm. I'll need help to climb these cliffs in the dark, and the locals are suspicious of outsiders. More than ever so, since the restoration and the new king. One last time, depend on the kindness of strangers. Sky. Skeptical. Assistance. I'm slowly going to die. Did I dream of this beach and this wind? If I did, I might remember the path I took in that dream. Oh, please hurry, please hurry. At last, the light of a hurricane lamp bobbing in the dark. As it approaches, a face looms out of the night. A fisherman from Brankrug village. He can guide me up the cliff path if he trusts me. The aspects below tell me more about how and where you can use this card. Be someone that'll speak free. Of course, since 1930 and the Restoration, the locals have grown ever more suspicious. I am barely going to live. If I make it. I'll take you by the cliffs then. This gentleman is no longer skeptical. Use him to unlock the Brankrug village. On the Isle's shadow, I found my way through the storm to Brankrug village. A sea of hostile faces. Post office. Oh no. Mr. Curl struggles with the door. The wind almost snatches it from his hands. The storm plucks at both of you. Mr. Kill constructed the bed himself. I rather fear with the same tools he uses to shape coffins. It is not a comfortable bed, but it's dry, clean, and warm. I barely made it. I sit up talking with Mr. and Mrs. K as the wind rattles and shudders and the fire shrugs its way emberward. I'm very hungry and Mrs. K's galettes are impossibly good. Mr. K pretends to grumble about foreign cooking. No one is convinced. Okay, my dreaming is fatigued, it says. Mrs. Kill, the midwife, is tall and gloomy. Mr. Kill, the undertaker, is slight and wry. For 10 years, she has drawn villagers into the world and he has shaped cradles for their departure. But she can also whittle, and he can also paint. Mr. Kill always enjoys a chance to catch up with me. If you don't choose a topic, Mr. Kill will offer help as a friend. A tamer of trees, a worker of woods, a consigner of cadavers. He has also been known to try his hand very differently at poetry. The postmistress may have something for me once I know what to ask for. Okay, I can't do anything with those. Oh, the world warms. Oh, it's a day counter. Okay. A smoky room. Denzel Smith has more work than he needs, and he rarely opens his door to strangers. You need an introduction or a mutual acquaintance marked with edge, forge, or heart. Someone in a similar trade or someone who can appeal to his secret passion for saffron cake. Okay. Tidal Flats. Brankrug is a tidal island. At low tide, you could walk there, though you probably shouldn't. Hush House, so that's where I'm heading, I guess. Every so often, someone builds a bridge to the Isle. Each bridge lasts 100 years or 200. Then the sea disposes of it. This was built in the 1890s, and that makes it the newest bridge, but that doesn't mean it's new. Repairs. Okay. So I'll probably need the smith for the repairs. I will be right back. Sorry about that. I had to go help bring some stuff in. Okay. Since there is a save option, let's go ahead and save this just to be safe. And it said something about dusk. Try it out. Okay, so it tells me if it's locked. Okay. Oh, it's raining. The quiet Cornish fishing village has lain long in the Isle's shadow. It must be as old as Hush House itself. Unlike Hush House, Brancrug Village has provided sanctuary over the years for its share of misfits and exiles. Beachcombing. Take a long walk on the ocean side. If I know what to look for, I might find something the ocean has forsaken. Okay, it won't let me do anything with those right now. What does rain say? Soft rain brings life.
Okay. Okay, I got him again. Maybe he can show me the bridge. He can show me the bridge. I'm going to need guidance again tomorrow. But a cottage where Hush House's groundskeeper lived until the fire. If I can get into the place and make it habitable, I can use it as a base for reclaiming more of the house. Okay, no, it won't let me do those. You can only keep 5 things in your belonging. A 6th will be abandoned unless it already has a home. Abandoned items will wait for you outside the house. Okay. A walk on the moor. Clamber up into the long reaches of the moors behind the village. Lean into the wind's fluttering fist. If I know what to look for, I might find something among the rocks. Okay, I have nothing to look for yet. I guess I need books. Girls put the kettle on when they see you coming down the street. Reverend Timothy is a hospitable soul, but Terence, his housekeeper, guards her employer fiercely. She doesn't want his innocent theological enthusiasms getting him in trouble with the new king's men. You need an introduction or a mutual acquaintance marked with lantern, knock, or sky. Perhaps someone who shares his interests in theology or poetry. Okay, I can do that. I can absolutely do that. After the restoration of 1930, the new king's agents came looking for his enemies in these parts, and they weren't gentle about it. Since those days, the locals are suspicious of foreigners. No one in the Sweet Bones will talk to me. Diplomacy or bribery? Night from day, silver from gold, the vesper hour when the priests would honor the rising of the evening star, Minuscate. Okay. So there's not much else to explore just yet. Oh, what's this? The sea is always hungry. The sea never sleeps. The sea accepts offerings. Discard objects here, release beasts, or go for a swim. I'll plunge again into the waves. I'm probably going to regret this. Afterwards. The wind will be chilly afterwards. What's this? Memories fade, assistance departs, but the soul is refreshed. Sunny. Memory salt. The waves raise me, the salt stings my eyes, the horizon waits. Okay. For now, I will unlock this. Oh, can I not? The local blacksmith can defeat the door. The rector probably has a spare key, and the midwife knows how to jiggle the latch on the back door. Okay, I don't have anything that can get the midwife to help me. Mutual acquaintance has induced Reverend Timothy, the rector, to invite me for tea. There may even be crumpets. Memory gossip. Reverend Timothy's tea goes cold while he expostulates about post-restoration politics and theorizes about the pagan traditions of the miners. The rectory is now available. Reverend Timothy's words always run ahead of him, but his thoughts always catch up in the end. Okay, can't do anything with those right now, sadly. Okay, can't do anything with that. Yes. No, what's up? Sorry about that. Okay. Oh, I can pause it a lot easier. That's not... Can't glean anything from this book until I've dried it out carefully. To do that, I'll need to find somewhere much warmer. Did just swap over to the other day. No, it didn't. I'm dumb. Knowledge, I have none, apparently. I keep forgetting I can talk to people. I'm gonna have to wait for it to swap over to the next day. Can I? I can speed it up. Okay, let's... Clouds. Okay, we'll expend my whist. I will take that. Okay, now give me this one. Talk to him. Mr. Kill, Ryan Spry, doesn't mind stopping for a gossip. Add something to enhance Mr. Kill's effectiveness for the day, or just talk. Unlike some assistants, Mr. Kill can make use of wood. I completely forgot to unmute myself a minute ago. Oops. I have an unspoken understanding. What about this one? Haven't come alone, Mr. Kill repeats a long string of well-worn jokes and leaves everyone groaning happily. Eventually, the other patrons unbend enough to let me buy them a pint and let me listen to them complain about the weather. I'll find a warmer welcome here next time. The clock ticks in the snug distant wireless crackles musically. A distant wireless crackles musically. Carefully, page by page, I dry the book. Okay, so good. I can dry the book here. No, but I can start the machine if you need me to. Good grief, is it a busy day? Okay. Let's unpause this again. Okay. Silvery book. Is that real silver? I feel that it should be. I should remember. My health is now fatigued. Some books are able to be tasted, others to be swallowed, and some few to be chewed and digested. Studying requires effort. You'll always need a suitable soul card first. And my fatigued ones probably will not work. Okay, so fatigued and malady, winter, grail. So I need one of these. Whist gives me grail. I need something that will give me, Whist gives me winter. I need something that'll give me grail so I can potentially get the wife. No, okay, I can't talk about those. I'll see what I can do about getting my helper. Next time I need to come here and use my whisk here. Oh, that's fine. Soaked, reluctant, journal. The postmistress regards me with the chilly gaze of a goddess image in the ancient hill shrine. The librarian, says she, yes, I have something for you. Wait here, please. The postmistress returns with an envelope addressed to the librarian, Hush House, Brancraig Isle, postmarked in Wales a week ago. A letter to me from St. Ronwin's Trust. The Trust's connection with Hush House is probably benevolent, but persistently obscure. £50, but not half a note. A recent innovation. So I got money. The postmistress keeps the gate to the wider world. In her left hand is the lightning, which is to say the telegraph, and in her right the thunder, which is to say the only telephone in Brancraig. Before her lies the cash register, which accepteth the greater currency and returneth its lesser children. Okay. So that'll let me interchange money. A message for me. Read the letter to reply instead. Add ink at a desk. St. Rowan's Trust wishes to congratulate me on my appointment as librarian of Hush House. The Trust assures me that it will provide the promised stipend each spring, but reminds me that its resources are limited and suggests I seek local assistance in restoring the premises. Let us know when you're all set up and ready to receive visitors. The letter concludes. It's signed simply, the trustees. I've garnered enough mystique to tell fortunes for pennies, undignified perhaps for the librarian of Hush House, but times are hard, or add a coin to find visitors seeking employment. Tuppence will buy me a heavy meal and a quiet place where I can rest and gather my thoughts. In the spring, the local miners often travel to the Feast of Lights below. If one breaks his journey at the Sweet Bones, a shilling will buy his labor for a day. Miners offer whatever that is. Alternatively, add a soul card to find any rare guests who might be seeking employment. Okay, new. Cannot do anything with that. Okay. See if I can get it to speed up a bit. Okay. Not that. That one. Reverend Timothy enjoys thoughtful conversation, prayer, and tea, and he'll offer his assistance in return for a 1 shilling donation to church funds. Okay. I have his assistance. You are coming with me. Over here. Keeper's Lodge. For 500 years, in the times we call baronial curia nocturnal, there was always a keeper to watch the ways, weed the gardens, mend the roof when the sun was shining. There is no keeper now, but the lodger's roof still weathers the storms of Brankrug Bay. Oh. Oh, goodness. Oh, that is so much stuff to mess with. Okay. Homemade flower wine. A nighttime luxury. I do have the key. Okay, so there's a lot of stuff I can mess with here. Right. Okay. What about uncatalogued book, Curia? Okay, so I have to Okay, I see. Okay, after this room finishes unlocking, I think I'm going to call it. It's a bit busier than I thought it would be this morning. So I'm going to just have to cut it here and continue with this one another day. But I will be streaming again the same time tomorrow. Tomorrow should be a lot simpler and not as busy. Mainly because things will be done and out of the way. And tomorrow's going to be a bit of a fun one to do because I'll finally be getting into my Nancy Drew games. But I'm going to go ahead and save here. But thank you guys for dropping by. I hope you enjoyed. Sorry it's such a short one, and sorry a lot of it was me having to step away to do stuff. It just ended up with a lot of things I wasn't expecting. But I will see you guys again tomorrow. So see you next time. Bye-bye.